Often imitated, totally unforgettable. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we'll be counting down the top 10 iconic horror movie moments. As you might expect, the following clip contains spoilers and mature content. Viewer discretion is advised. Number 10. Transformation, an American werewolf in London.
You think it's a dog? Oh shit, what is it?
Kicking off our list is the movie in which an American tourist, traveling in you'll never guess where, gets bitten by a werewolf.
You really scared me, you shithead. You gonna help me up or what?
Easily one of the greatest, if not the greatest, werewolf movie ever made. It expertly balanced horror with self-reflexive comedy.
It's a full moon. Beware the moon and stick to the road. Oops.
That being said, nothing was funny about its groundbreaking, gruesome, and bone-crunching werewolf transformation scene. And this is why I am a cat person. Number 9. The tape, The Ring. This film centers on the vengeful ghost of an 8-year-old girl that conveniently haunts an unmarked videotape. Her victims are forced to share the video of her suffering or to die horribly within a week.
7 days.
Of course, up until the end of the movie, we aren't exactly sure what happens to the victims, but luckily that's cleared up in this scene. I, for one, am glad we don't use VHS anymore, but just to be safe, we better not tell Samara about YouTube. Number 8. The phone booth, The Birds.
Look.
They're attacking again.
Continuing our coverage of out-of-date plot devices, here a woman takes shelter inside a phone booth when the neighborhood birds get a little bit peckish. A claustrophobic scene, its first-person perspective makes it one of Hollywood's scariest, as it makes the audience feel like they're really in the thick of it and about to get pecked to death. Number 7. Video Diary, The Blair Witch Project.
You don't think this is strange?
This is way weird, but it really doesn't matter at this point because all I want to do is get to the goddamn car.
A horror movie landmark, this scene is unique for featuring no violence or death. The most famous shot from arguably the most famous found footage film, its brilliance is in its simplicity. With just one extreme close-up and a runny nose, The Blair Witch Project proved to be far more effective than a laundry list of blockbuster gore flicks.
I'm gonna die out here.
Number 6. Shark Attack, Jaws. Nobody would ever think of sharks the same way after this flick hit the theaters. Often imitated but never replicated, Jaws did the unthinkable by taking the horror thriller out of the dark and by terrifying audiences in broad daylight at the beach. The point-of-view shots and ominous themes cemented the film's place in popular culture, and even played with a few taboos to boot. After all, those are kids in danger here. Number 5. The Prank, Carrie.
Creepy Carrie, creepy Carrie.
This film focuses on a social outcast who has just encountered the horrors of puberty and latent psionic powers all at once. The butt of an awful prank involving pig's blood, the intense scene went without any audio save for the sound of the dripping bucket. Pushing home the feelings of total embarrassment and blinding rage. Of course, the real treat is Carrie's split-screen, rage-fueled response. Number 4. Bad Signs, The Exorcist.
Make it stop! It's burning!
If there's one exorcism film to rule them all, it's obviously the first one. Herein, the little girl who is possessed by the devil becomes more and more demonic as the film wears on. Among the most horrific indications that this wasn't just a common cold was her 180-degree head spin, as well as the stomach-churning spider walk. Jaws may have made you scared to go to the beach, but The Exorcist probably made you scared to not go to church. Number 3, Red Rum, The Shining.
Red rum. Red rum. Red rum. Red rum. Red rum.
This Stanley Kubrick classic remains the go-to picture for psychological terror, centering on a caretaker and his family's experiences in the foreboding Overlook Hotel. Nearly every scene is a painstakingly planned classic.
Forever and ever and ever.
But there are two that still stand out. The first is the shocking reveal of the meaning of red rum, and the second is the brutal rampage that meaning foretold.
Here's Johnny.
Number 2, Chest Burst, Alien.
What's the matter? The food ain't that bad, baby.
What's wrong?
Packing one hell of an allusion to rape and pregnancy, this scene mixes visceral gore with intense themes of violation and helplessness. Interesting fact, this scene is gruesomely authentic, having been shot with actual animal guts from a butcher shop. They just don't make them like they used to. Number 1, the shower scene, Psycho. Rounding out our terror-filled ride into horror nostalgia is the scene which everyone knows without ever having even seen. Norman Bates' cross-dressing and knife work is absolutely terrifying, despite being shown very little, due to the masterful camera work and editing. The 78 cuts and terrifying score worked seamlessly together to convey the frantic confusion and drive home the feeling that it's really you that's getting slashed to ribbons. Agree with our list? Which horror movie moment gave you the heebie-jeebies? For more frightening top 10s, be sure to subscribe to WatchMojo.com.